I was once a man of great fortune and favor. My name is Job. I lived a life that many envied. My fields were vast, my herds innumerable, and my children a joy to my heart. I feared God, turned away from evil, and prayed daily, not just for myself, but for my children, that they might remain pure before the Lord. But one day, everything changed. Messengers came running, one after another. My oxen and donkeys, gone, taken by raiders. Before I could grasp their words, another burst in. Fire had fallen from the sky, consuming my sheep and the servants who cared for them. Then came the news that my camels had been stolen. And then, the hardest blow of all. Another messenger arrived, feasting together. The walls collapsed, and none survived. My heart shattered that day. I tore my robe, shaved my head, and fell to the ground. But even then, I worshipped. I said, "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." Till my trial was far from over. Painful sores covered my body from head to toe. I sat in ashes, scraping my skin with a broken piece of pottery, searching for relief. My wife, overcome with grief, told me to curse God and die. But I replied, "Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" My friends came, not to comfort, but to question. For days they sat in silence, but when they spoke, their words pierced me like arrows. They accused me, saying I must have sinned to deserve such suffering. I pleaded my innocence, yet their accusations continued. I cried out to God in my pain. I questioned why this was happening. I demanded answers, longing for His voice to break the silence. I cursed the day of my birth, but never cursed my God. And then He answered. Out of the whirlwind, God spoke, not to explain, but to remind me of His greatness. He asked,
"Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Have you ever given orders to the morning? Have you comprehended the vast expanses of the earth?"
His words humbled me. They reminded me that His wisdom and plans are beyond my understanding. I replied, "I spoke of things I did not understand, things too wonderful for me to know. My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you. Therefore I repent in dust and ashes." In the end, the Lord restored me. He gave me twice as much as I had before, more herds, more wealth, and once again He filled my home with children. My life was long, and I saw my children's children to the 4th generation. But I am telling my story today not to boast of what was lost or restored. I tell it because through it all, I learned this. No matter what we face, God is sovereign. His purposes are greater than our pain. And even in the silence, He is present. If you find yourself in the ashes, doubting, crying, asking why, know this: your story isn't over. Trust Him. He is faithful, even when you cannot see it. I lived it, I know it, and so will you.